Hey, everybody, Marcus C. Williams here. And behind me, you see this glorious Christmas tree. That's right, it's Christmas season. The second day of Christmas, right? Yesterday was Christmas Day. All right, so I'm over here at the Highland Bowl. And yesterday, the stage that this lovely Christmas tree is on was vandalized with all types of anti Christmas, anti Christian, pro Islamist, incendiary rhetoric. And it's unacceptable. Fortunately, I should say, they've come and they've erased all of that, but that doesn't clear away the contamination that we continue to face in America from this type of rhetoric and this type of language that is used. They are trying to erase Christianity. They continue to break into churches all around Rochester, vandalize churches, steal and rob from churches. We've got these crazy people that call themselves, now they're calling themselves pro-Palestinian, but they're not pro-Palestinian. They don't know anything about what's going on over there. They call themselves anti-fascist, but they are the fascists. They call themselves pro-LGBT, whatever it is, alphabet people, but they don't even know what any of that is, because most people can't even tell you what all the plus engages, which apparently it includes zoophilia and child touchers now, and it's insane. It's gone too far. But mainly, the biggest issue that we see is these people are allowed to destroy property. They're allowed to deface property. They're allowed to do whatever they want. They're allowed to spit on people, punch people, and do whatever they want. And they're not being adequately dealt with, and they don't see any punishments or repercussions. That's why what they're doing continues to grow, because other people see, oh, well, I can pretend that I care about this cause, and I can act the F up the way I want to. And this is what's going on in our country, in America right now, okay? They're interrupting Christmas shows and they're interrupting Christmas parades and stuff like that, shouting pro-Islam stuff. Is that okay? If that's not a hate crime, I don't know what is. It's anti-Christianity, anti-Christian hate, and it's Christianophobia. But nobody will talk about it. Where are elected officials that claim to be so-called Catholics or claim to be so-called Christians? Where are they at? Nobody's standing up for us. Nobody's saying anything. It's crazy. They're ripping down crosses, destroying nativity scenes, and nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's disciplining these people. And where are all the rest of the Christians? I encourage you guys to stand up. We can't let these so-called pro-Palestinian, pro-Islamists, because that's what they really are, pro-Islamists now. Now everybody's converting to Islam because that's what's fashionable. Y'all couldn't even, no, don't get me started. But the fact of the matter is that they're trying to destroy Christianity. I don't care what they claim, whether they claim to be anti-fascist, whether they claim to be pro-alphabet, whether they claim to be BLM, whether they claim to be whatever is clever this week, okay? They are seeking to destroy Christianity, and we need to stand up as Christians, and we need to speak up, and we need to take action. We can't allow this. Where are our elected officials, okay? Where are our elected officials shouting about stopping anti-Christian hate, stopping Christianophobia? Nowhere. But they'll say, oh, stop anti-Semitism. Oh, stop, what do you call the anti-Muslim stuff? Anti-Islam, I don't know, there's a word for it, I forget. But they won't say anything about Christianity. They'll never speak up for Christianity. Because, I mean, honestly, you know as well as I do that most of the government right now doesn't care about Christians or Christianity or morals or values or even scruples for that matter. So it's up to us to make sure that we preserve our national heritage. It's up to us that we make sure that we stop these crazy fools from destroying our stuff, our properties, our statues, our flags, our history, trying to erase and rewrite the history of America because they put it under the guise of, oh, somebody may be offended. This is a serious issue, and we as Americans need to stand up. And more so, all of you that are Christians need to stand up. We got to stand up, speak up, and don't shut up, because we have to push back against this criminal terrorism that we're seeing. They're talking about anti-American stuff like we hate America out loud in public. They're shouting death to America out loud in public. They're shouting for revolution against our government outside in public. In intifada, you know what that means? That means an armed insurrection against the government. They're talking about overthrowing our government here, and nobody is saying anything. Don't even get me started, because there's a lot I could say there. But I encourage you guys to stand up, start speaking up, and start galvanizing other people against these fools, because we can't just let them get away with all of this. They need repercussions, or it's going to continue to grow. And it's going to continue to get worse until it bubbles and boils over. But everybody is too terrified to say or do anything, or they don't think that it's a real serious issue, so they don't have to do anything. If you don't do anything, nobody else is going to do something. More people need to see more people standing up if we want to make a difference. But it's going to take all of us standing together, especially us Christians, to stand up against the anti-Christian hate that continues to permeate in America. Now, just to shout this out, that's important. Yesterday, on Christmas Day, 160 Christians were killed, murdered, including little babies, in Nigeria, 300 others wounded. Christians, all of them. Nobody's talking about that. That's not on the news, okay? But they want to talk about all this pro-Palestine nonsense, okay? What about the Christians? 150,000 Christians, Armenian Christians, over there in Azerbaijan, starved to death by the government. Okay, who's talking about that? Nobody. It's genocide against Christians on a world scale. Nobody will talk about that. So remember that the next time somebody says, oh, you should fight for this or you should stand up for that. Stand up for Christianity. Stand up for America. Let's start there. Everybody should be willing to stand up for America. And don't fall prey to this concept that there's supposed to be a separation of church and state, because that doesn't exist. It never has existed. That is a lie. The concept of what's in the Establishment Clause is to prevent the federal government from instituting a national religion like they did in England with the Church of England. Okay? Don't let people play in your face. Don't let them piss on you and tell you that it's raining. We got to start standing up, and we got to speak up more about the reality, about our history as a nation. And we have to fight for our nation. We have to fight for our history, and we have to fight for Christianity. Now, you might not even be a Christian, but the fact of the matter is that America is a Christian nation. You'll say, oh, well, Marcus, it's not. I'm not trying to hear you, okay? Our nation is based in Christian principles and Christian theology, okay? Period. End of story. There's no debate there. That is a fact. And many of our founders said if you try to separate religion and the morals and values bestowed from religion onto our nation and the creation of our nation, that our nation will surely fall to ruin. And look at where we are now as they continue to try to take the Lord out of everything, take the 10 Commandments out and everything. This is a problem. We must stand up, okay? They don't even want you praying in public. It's a problem. And these crazy antifa, intifada, pro-Islamist, pro-alphabet, whatever they are this week, okay? People, because you know it changes every week. It's some new fashion that they're on about, okay? All of those people seek to destroy our nation, and we have to stand against them. And it's sad to see what's going on, because they very well do not care, but there are not enough Americans that care, that are standing up and taking action. Our elected officials refuse to do anything, and they're really complicit, honestly. We need to be pushing on them to get them to do something about these people, or nothing will ever change. Nothing will ever change. We must stand up. We must speak up, and we must not shut up. I'll catch you guys later. You be blessed, be well. Talk to you soon.